Hi，大家好，我係 Sue Marguerite，今日我哋會繼續講 numbers。上一次我介紹 numbers 0零 to 10 10。今次我哋會講 my numbers 11 to 99。So are you ready? Okay, let's get started. We've got on the board the numbers 0 to 10. Okay, so to recap, they are 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Okay, that's 1 to 10. So 11, I'm sure you can probably, if you thought about it, have an idea what that would be. Because Chinese is super, super simple sometimes. It's like so easy to learn Chinese. It might be a little bit more difficult to speak it correctly because of the tones, but it's pretty simple. And so this is going to be quick and easy. You're going to put the 10, add the 1, and bang, you've got 11. Okay? So you've got sop, yet, and that's going to give you 11. And so on. So you've got sop yi, sop sam, sop say, sop 15, sop lok 16, sop chat, sop bat, sop gao. But that's 19. So what are you going to do for 20? Well, you're going to put the 2 in front of the 10 to give you 20. So that's going to be yi sop, yi sop. So that's 20. You can imagine that 30, same thing. Put the 3 in front of the 10 and you get 30. So that would be sam sop, right? Sam sop, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. So they're all very systematic, right? Number in front of the 10 gives you the 20 and so on to 90. So you get to gao sop. And then the next one's 100, which we'll do in another lesson. But what about in between? Same thing, super easy. You've got the sam sop 30. What about 31? Just add the 1. Sam sop yet, sam sop yi, sam sop sam sop say. So sam sop gao, 39, right? Sam sop gao, 39. So those are pretty easy, right? You've got the numbers 11 to 19. You put the 10 first. And then after that, the 10 comes after the number that you're, like 20 would be the 2 would be first. And 30, the 3 comes first, then the 10. Okay? So all pretty simple, right? So now let's try to use, when you're using numbers above 10, usually the calendar is a good way to practice those numbers, okay? So the calendar, here's another way where Chinese is super simple and systematic, is the months of the year. In the months of the year in English, they're completely different words, right? Well, in Chinese, no. It's just the number and the character for month, which is yu, okay? The character for month is this right here. And it is in the Yale in China, yu. See the H there? Low tone, yu. So if you want to say January, well, it's 1 month. Yet yu. Yet yu. Okay? Yet yu, January. Yi yu, February. Sam yu, March. Say yu, April. Yu, May. Lok yu, and so on. Okay? So here's a chance for you to use your 11 and 12 because the months of the year, November is the 11th month, right? So you're going to use the sop yet yu. November, sop yet yu. So we'll add a 10 in front. Sop yet yu becomes November. Sop yi yu. And we can make that December. Sop yi yu is December. Okay, so pretty simple, right? The years are simple too. So that was the yut for month. And yut actually means moon. So yut leung is moon. And which makes sense because our months are divided kind of like into, okay, I'm talking about things I don't know about. So, but the months in Chinese use the yut. So the year, the character for year is also a low tone, and it's lin. Well, actually it's not lin, it's nin. But this is one thing I think is so interesting in Chinese. Lin. Lin. It's technically in Yelin, China, it's spelled N-I-H-N. And I think it's got the, let me check. It's a low falling tone technically. But just know that it's low for now if you can't really differentiate the different nin and nin. They all sound, it's pretty much the same. So, nin. Okay, I shouldn't say it's pretty much the same because definitely there's a distinct difference. However, for our purposes today, just know that it's N-I-H-N and H means it's a low tone. But what's interesting about this character, I think, is that technically it's pronounced nin. Nin. With an N sound at the front. But I swear they just do this for foreigners because nobody in Hong Kong, at least, will pronounce this nin, except maybe if it's an official thing and they have to be completely proper. But if you ask your Chinese friends, or if you've been learning Chinese, you probably know this, that the N and the L are usually confused. When they speak English, they don't really differentiate between an L and an N. So, nin is the proper way, but you'll more often than not hear lean, an L sound, lean. So, lean. If you're talking about this year, you're going to say, well, this is 2017. But you're not going to say that in Chinese. They wouldn't say yi sub sub cat. No. You just say yi ling yat cha lin. Yi ling yat cha lin. I wouldn't say nin, but you can if you want to practice. But seriously, ask your friends and ask them if they say nin or lean. And they'll probably be like, oh, you're wrong, it's not nin. But I guarantee you, if you're learning Chinese and you're learning it properly, they will tell you it is nin. And when you look it up in the dictionary, it will be nin. So anyway, yi ling yat cha lin. And so that's another way that you can practice your numbers, is by saying the years. For example, the year that you were born. Just read out the numbers as they appear. Okay? So I really super hope this was helpful to you and that you enjoyed listening to it and it was easy to follow. And so please comment and ask questions and make suggestions below. And subscribe to my channel. And happy learning. Keep going at it. Keep practicing. And I'll see you next time. Bye.